Hello and welcome, folks. So excited to be coming to you tonight. Thank you so much. Let's make sure that we get everyone in the chat. All right. Hello and welcome. I am your host, Zach Rector, and I hope to God, please let this be some clean audio for you guys. I really appreciate all of the love and support. Of course, my setup is glitching out right now for whatever reason. Am I coming out loud and clear or what, guys? Thank you for joining me tonight. I don't know why I'm already getting attacked. We're already getting attacked, folks. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, without further ado, let's get this Sunday session rolling, folks. It is 11/20/2022. Important dates coming up as we roll into the end of this year. We're going to break down. We have President Biden stepping up with game-changing rules and support for a level playing field. Where have we heard that one before? But we do have the cryptocurrency market absolutely tanking as we speak. At the time of this recording, our Bitcoin is at 16,000. Ethereum is at 1,100 and XRP is back down to 35 cents. Right now, we have a situation where the FTX hacker, whoever that may be, is dumping considerable amounts of Ethereum. They still have quite a bit to go, and we're going to get into that here a little bit later. But I just want to say thank you. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website. Okay, let's get right on into it, guys. This is going to be a fun one. We got a lot to cover. Here we go, and our thoughts and prayers going out to everyone in this region. Heavy shelling at Ukraine's largest nuclear plant. You are playing with fire is what they're calling this one. This is what they're warning right here. Serious situations breaking out over there. We hope that we come to peace here shortly. In the United States of America, we have a recent report. Carrie Lake drops bomb, says that she will become governor after Arizona Attorney General's letter. Now, what we're talking about here is the Elections Integrity Unit of the Arizona Attorney General's office has officially demanded a response from Maricopa County pertaining to issues related to the administration of the 2022 general election in Maricopa County. Now, I'm just here reporting the news. Let's fact check that later. We'll come back to that one. But all we can continue to report on is that we want to see all truth revealed, and we want that level playing field. So if Joe's going to bring it to us, we'll enjoy the show. We know what we hold and we know where this is going. Now, it gets better, folks. Elon Musk says, and lead us not into temptation. Donald Trump not trying to come back to Twitter just yet, but he has been approved, and they're just getting started with this, folks. The comeback is underway, as we've been warning about on this show for a long time. Mr. Donald Trump is 100% not just coming back to Twitter. He will be in that White House once again, in my opinion. Now, we also have Kanye saying shalom as he returns back to Twitter. How about that, folks? They're coming on back in droves. Twitter has reinstated Project Veritas account. It's happening quickly. I mean, just one after another. A whole shift here is underway. Whether you're rooting for them, whether you're rooting for against them, it's interesting to watch the players and the actors move in real time as we were breaking this down. We are watching now and looking, hoping that some accountability, a level playing field, and the truth will set us free. We understand that. Now, U.S. Senator Josh Hawley demands top Democrats and Biden officials release emails regarding FTX and Alameda Research, along with emails regarding Sam Bankman-Fried. So Josh Hawley stepping up. It looks like, the House has moved back to the Republicans. The election's still not completely finished. We got the Georgia runoff election, so we're going to continue to watch and we're going to continue to report on that. Once that's all done, I will give you guys my full, complete opinion and breakdown of the elections. But it's all part of a major shift underway. It's all part of a restructuring, and We'll see how far they go as far as holding anybody accountable. But the main deal right now is that it's not going to be business as usual. It is going to get shaken up, and or it's just going to get stalled out. If Congress is in gridlock and we got President Biden vetoing everything that they pass, whatever that may be, it's all part of the show. We understand that. Regardless, it's up to us to change our situation, start our business, side hustle, and make it happen. Now, right now, we got Josh Hawley stepping up, but also BitBoy Crypto, and Kevin O'Leary going back and forth. It's crypto drama all over the place, and I'm quite frankly kind of over it. I just want all these bad actors out of here, whether they're shills, whether they were spokespersons for FTX, and they still say that they would invest with Sam Bankman-Fried. According to Kevin O'Leary, he thinks that, money's money, right? Anyways, I'm kind of over this, but new breaking drama from BitBoy Crypto shows this here. CoinDesk did an interview with Kevin O'Leary where he explained that the Celsius network would go to zero. Let me let you guys in on a secret. This was orchestrated by Kevin FTX. You guys ready for the news that's going to rock the crypto world? FTX crashed Celsius. Let's examine what FTX did with the new Genesis, Newcoin, and Reef. Okay, I'm not going to get into this. Here's the breakdown. Right now, there's a lot of mergers and acquisitions that are going to be taking place as the bad actors collapse, as the Ponzi schemes fold, as these exchanges go bust, and their insolvency is shown for all to see, and these crypto bank runs persist. And we have the FTX hacker going to continue to dump in Ethereum. What's underway right now is everyone going after each other. So right here, he's talking about Kevin O'Leary and FTX trying to bring down Celsius so that they can buy Celsius. Well, in the process, FTX is a Ponzi scheme themselves. They're now going bust because CZ Binance and the other little faction. You got factions and wars right now within cryptocurrency. And then you have different Wall Street backers. You have different entities behind these various groups. And we now know where the money was going. Off to, State Department, Ukraine, back through the exchanges to the donors. Right. And we know how that program was working out. That's been completely exposed. But what's happening right now is a back and forth by the industry's largest players. I don't care for the drama. I just want these guys to get the hell out of the way. It's like, yeah, we knew this was coming. Let's just get on with it. Right. We hold utility. We're going to actually solve real problems in the payments infrastructure. Kevin O'Leary coming back at him says, bring it on, bozo. I eat guys like you for lunch unless there are too many calories. I'm trying to keep my Adonis figure in shape. So this is just a joke to these guys. And it's, just ridiculous, all this drama, all this back and forth. And for us, for the real players in the space, we just say, get the hell out of our way and let us build real projects, real utility. Now, digital asset investor doing a little bit more research on this situation. This is from September 14, 2021, just last year. This wasn't just a couple of meetings between the CFTC and the SEC government and FTX. This was a constant dialogue, quote, constant dialogue. These people need to be in front of Congress explaining what they are planning. Exactly. We need to start holding people accountable. Let me play this clip for you guys real quick here. This is the FTX US CEO, okay? Let's listen to this clip right here.
We're looking forward to a lot of the regulatory clarity we're hoping for coming out of the SEC and Chairman Gensler and the CFTC and Chairman Benham.
And is FTX in conversations with the SEC or the Treasury Department about regulation going forward in the sector?
We're absolutely in conversation with the CFTC and the SEC, talking with the staff, in constant dialogue, both about our current exchange and also our future plans. We think that is the only way for long-term exchange like ours to really exist, is for us to work cooperatively with them and collaboratively with them to figure out the next steps.
Any insight into what those conversations are like, whether or not, your positions on how the industry should move forward?
The main insight I'll give is that I think that it's a misconception that either agency wants to stifle innovation. I think they recognize this is an important technology. It's here to stay. The asset class is a multi-trillion-dollar asset class. It's here to stay. They want it to exist, but they want it to be fair and orderly, and they want it to be regulated, and we support that.
Okay.
Now, isn't that funny how everyone who's been sitting down at the table with Gary, gotten the free pass, part of the Ethereum monopoly, like Joseph Lubin and gang, right? They're all speaking highly of the CFTC and the SEC. And that's because they've gotten the backdoor deals. They were allowed to operate. They were allowed to grow. They thought, they were the chosen ones within the space, right? And now that this whole thing's been exposed here, now this next report here from BitBoy Crypto says that apparently this guy was just caught up in this, and maybe that was the case. BitBoy Crypto says that Brett Harrison, who was the FTX, or is the CEO of FTX US, BitBoy says, I know I am dropping info everywhere right now, but the rumor is Brett Harrison is actually the person who has been outing everything from the inside of FTX. Haven't been able to find anything connecting him to the wrongdoing at this point. May line up. He won't respond to me. Okay, so we're going to watch that one. We're going to continue to watch this drama unfold. But the nightmare scenario is playing out in real time. Let's break this down. Whoever this may be, the FTX hacker is now steadily dumping Ethereum on chain. He just loaded up another full clip of 25,000 Ethereum and has another 200,000 ETH remaining in his main wallet. 270 million incoming spot Ethereum sell pressure. How about that, folks? The FTX hacker can't withdraw 270 million in Ethereum without being tracked, so what does he do? He dumps it on an illiquid day, Sunday, into a pool with low liquidity, REN BTC, whatever that is, while max shorting Ethereum with private accounts. Next, he'll probably dump the REN BTC while max shorting Bitcoin. Now, this is what I'm talking about, this whole back and forth. And this guy who, the major FTX hacker, whoever it is, there was speculation that it was the Bahamas Security Commission. There's people suggesting that it's Sam Bankman-Fried or somebody tied to FTX. Who knows? But nonetheless, it's fun to watch them play this game out in real time. At least I get enjoyment out of this. As I continue to say, my true sympathy goes out to all the regular users and clients that have lost their money in all of the crypto space going bust, whether it's Celsius, Voyager, no matter where you've invested your money, and if that place went bust. I feel for the average user. But for me, it is enjoying to watch this unfold. Right here, we have this hacker trying to get rid of $270 million worth of Ethereum. Now, if you're wondering why we dumped, this is the reason. The FTX hacker decided that Sunday is a great day to dump his 250 million in Ethereum. And we're scanning this in real time on the blockchains. You can see this chart right here next to me. Dump 1 brings us down, dump 2 again, and then his third dump, and then he's still sitting on over 200 million that he's going to be dropping. Proper Chaos, huge shout out. Thank you for the gifts there on TikTok. And Crypto McDizzle, 2-spot, super chat. Appreciate you. FTX Crash Luna as well. Exactly. Yeah. And so the fun part here is that we get to watch this in real time on blockchain technology where we can see what they're doing to make this happen, right? And right here, we've already started to dump pretty hard. Bitcoin did break down below 16K. I'll get into the charts here at the end of this. But the current situation as we break this down right now, in conclusion with the FTX saga, FTX owes its 50 biggest unsecured creditors more than $3 billion. Top 50 claims range from 21 million to 226 million dollars. The largest creditor is owed 226 million. That's unbelievable. Nouriel Roubini. And see, this is where this gives an opportunity for the Nouriel Roubini, the Peter Schiffs of the world. These guys get to come in and they get to hammer crypto. They get to say that it's all going to zero and that the only crypto that will ever work, according to Peter Schiff, is gold-backed crypto, which we're trying to catch Peter up to speed. I would love to chat it up with Peter Schiff. I love Peter's work, but we got to get him caught up. Peter, brother, we already have distributed ledger technology, XRP, and other utility cryptocurrencies that have gold already on the ledger, represented on the ledger. But no, this is the type of ledger that we need to actually have asset-backed tokens. And absolutely, brother, this technology is going to be the future. Like, it's not all just gold, right? So for Peter Schiff and Nouriel Roubini and these types, they're going to come in and they get to absolutely hammer this, just like I'm about to talk about here with Joe Biden coming in with the game-changing rules and support for a level playing field. Nouriel Roubini, there is no difference between FTX's FTT and Binance's BNB. They are both vaporware backed by nothing, both gas for fees. As former fell to zero in days, the same should happen to BNB. Like FTT, only 13% of supply is true float. The rest, 150 million BNB, in one wallet, BSC token hub, is owned by who, he asked. Yeah, and this is the problem with all these exchange tokens as we've been talking about, right? You got voting rights, what tokens are going to be listed on the exchange. That's not real utility, right? They're used for gas, they're used for fees. They're basically just used to provide liquidity for these exchanges and to help them cover their ass. We've been warning about exchange tokens from the very beginning. So he is right in that sense. Peter Schiff, the supply of cryptocurrencies is soaring as demand for cryptos is collapsing. Over the past year, the supply of cryptos grew by around 50% to almost 22,000. But during that same time period, the combined market capitalization fell by about 73%. Bitcoin mania is over. Buy gold. Come on, Peter. Yes, we buy gold, we buy silver, but we also need utility cryptocurrencies that are going to be able to represent gold. Other commodities and resources will move across this ledger, as well as providing liquidity in the trillions of dollars every single damn day. Now, I want to share you guys this tweet right here. I responded to this guy, Nick Huber, who's a real estate guy that I follow here on Twitter. He said, is there anybody left who doesn't think crypto is a complete joke? And I retweeted him. I said, yes, 99% of the space is a joke, but we understood that. We have not been fooled by this at all. Not at all. In fact, I was able to trade and short Bitcoin all the way down here to 17K once again. And then I was able to transfer Tether to XRP and get my XRP off the exchanges. So we haven't been fooled by any of this, and we've been warning about this. Yes, 99% of the space is going away according to Brad Garlinghouse, and from our analysis as well, we don't see a reason or a true need, utility, problem solve that matters. And we see a whole lot of BS. We don't need to get into that in tonight's episode, okay? We don't need to, the shillers are falling flat, man, and they're going broke because the space just can't handle it. But this is where they're about to make their move. This is where it was put on a platter for Joe, our president, Joe Biden, and good guy Gary Gensler. Good guy Gary Gensler. Let's get on into it, folks. Kim.com sharing this one. It's an article from Forbes that was hitting and going mainstream here today. As expected, Joe Biden leads critical call for game-changing global Bitcoin and crypto rules after shock FTX collapse. Let's get into the article, folks. Joe Biden leading this critical role, okay? Now following the latest gathering of the group of 20, the G20, after they met industrialist countries in Indonesia, the leaders of the attending countries called the need for international rules to govern the fast-growing Bitcoin and crypto space critical, and said potential risks to financial stability needed to be mitigated. Now we scroll on down. We see Joe looking good there, Joe. Good stuff. Good stuff. And this is the statement, whoever wrote this for Joe, actually, I'm sure he wrote this himself. He says, it is critical to build public awareness of risks, to strengthen regulatory outcomes, and to support a level playing field while harnessing the benefits of innovation. End quote. The G20 leaders, including U.S. President Joe Biden, wrote in a statement posted to the White House website following this meeting that they had over there in Bali. So Joe Biden and team, remember, they already issued the one executive order. Okay, now we got good guy Gary, and this is where this whole agenda, this whole group, all of this entity and what we're up against here, they come and they act like they're the righteous ones. They come and act like they're the saviors after they let this whole thing build up so large. They let this thing get way out of hand. 20,000 cryptocurrencies before we get regulatory clarity or understand what's a security and what's not a security. Right as we go through the biggest liquidity crisis and recession, when we need solutions like getting away from the fiat US dollar and other currencies that are falling even faster than the dollar. So these G20 meetings, now they finally get together and say, now it's finally going to be time to take action and talk about mitigating risk and harnessing the benefits of innovation. But where is this great for us? They specifically mentioned to support a level playing field. And this is all we've been asking for, because we know what we've invested in. I know who runs Ripple. I know who's building out within the XRP ecosystem, who's not even tied to Ripple, right? This is decentralization right here. This is the future, but this is unlike 99% of the space. We were never fooled by this. And when they make their move, as they already have with XRP Ripple, all chips they go all in here against Ripple, and we see what their hand is. They have nothing. They have nothing. But because the use case, the utility of the cryptocurrency XRP was so important, they had to stall it up. because it was so threatening to the existing system. They had to stall it up. And in my opinion, they're trying to get on board. Those that can. Those that are willing and smart enough to go do a deal with Brad and team. They're getting on board. Hey, Brad, we're going to need you to allocate us $1 billion XRP, please. We know that you get released $1 billion each month. You return 20% of it back to the escrow, and you're releasing about 80% to your on-demand liquidity partners. We understand that. We were just hoping that over the course of a year, you could give us $250 million a quarter, and over the course of 1 year, you'll have allocated us $1 billion, and we'll buy in at this average price. Thank you. Where can I sign, Brad? Thank you. This is what's happening behind the scenes. Is they're ready to kill the rest of the space. The rest of the space is falling flat on its face because it's built on a Ponzi. It's built on nothing. It's a house of cards, as we've been warning about. Now, if I was a broke boy shiller like the rest of these guys that have never had a real business, and I was needing you guys to go use my trading referrals for trading crypto, for using the exchanges, I wouldn't be speaking about this. And that's why the rest of them aren't. The rest of them need that. They needed to shill BlockFi. They needed to shill FTX and have all these sponsorships and shill all these coins. When we were warning, said, no, this is not it. This is not the way. This is not the future. And this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about right here. Mr. Intuitive, we love him. Troomers only. Altcoin Daily asked, will crypto recover? That's what he put out this morning. Will crypto recover, guys? Oh no. And this is the same guy that just yesterday says, I own 0 XRP, too much risk. The same guy that is today, crying here, begging, are we ever going to recover? We have zero doubt about what the hell is going to happen with our utility cryptocurrencies. Zero doubt. It's only a matter of how big are they going to get. And as you guys have been seeing with the calculations, and everyone's going to be playing with the calculations till the sun comes up tomorrow, and they're going to keep doing it tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that, and they just can't wrap their little heads around ODL. And I just continue to reiterate, well, if you stop being stupid and just go listen to Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple, they tell you how it works. They tell you how far along they are. They haven't even put a dent in the payments infrastructure. They've only settled 30 billion on-demand liquidity so far. That's nothing. They're just getting started, but now they have FX corridors fired up in 90% of the FX markets. They have corridors fired up for on-demand liquidity. So we already have 90% of the markets fired up, and we've already processed quite an excessive amount of transactions compared to the rest of the space for this use case. So we're well ahead of the game. But like I said, everyone wants to play around with the calculations. Everyone wants to do their dance. And then we have these guys, Altcoin Daily, complete shill of BlockFi, FTX, and anybody else who would cut them a check. We gotta call it like it is. We don't got time for games. These are people's savings and hard-earned money on the line. These guys this is the problem. This is why I'm going at them. I own 0 XRP, too much risk, but it's not just that. They don't just come out that. They come out and they bash XRP and Ripple. They come out and they misguide people. And whether it's because they're stupid or because they're a shill and they need the checks from FTX, they need the checks from BlockFi, and you can't invest in XRP on BlockFi. So that's why Pomp, that's why Altcoin Daily, that's why all these other shills can't tell you the truth. Because BlockFi doesn't have XRP. And they don't have a real business without shilling. That's bringing you up to speed on the cryptocurrency space, and fools like this. I own 0 XRP, too much risk. And then today, will crypto ever recover? We are praising God that we get this opportunity to buy these assets on the cheap, on the low, because we know what's going to happen to them. While the rest of everything that you guys have invested in is collapsing and failing, speak for yourselves when you say that the space has gone back 5 years. That's you folks. Now, and we're seeing it. This is so fantastic. Brad and team ready to eat up the rest of the space. Brad Garlinghouse, who runs the crypto cross-border payments firm, said he would pick over the carcass of FTX. We're going to pick over the carcass of what's remaining in this cryptocurrency space. Brad and team. Now, The Block Biz found this. Talking about this with a few people, FTX has 65 million XRP in their wallet. Is this what Ripple wants? So we're going to look over the carcass, and I love that picture of Brad right there. Brad looking so good. And just wait, because this article right here is from thetimes.uk. Just wait until we win this lawsuit, until we start hitting Main Street, Forbes, CNBC, and it's going to be too damn late. By the time they let the cat out of the bag, right? This case is over. It's already been settled. They're stalling it out. But all of this misinformation, disinformation, let's do market cap calculations, bro. You're wrong about HODL. Let's play with our calculators and whiteboards all day. And at the end of it, you still don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I've laid out the equation. I failed math. I failed advanced algebra. I don't care to do math all day. I don't care to play around with the calculator all day. But it doesn't take a genius to figure out what the equation is. And now you got to make assumptions. You got to speculate to come up with the equation. But that's what we're doing. This is the exact place that we want to be. Picking over the carcass, the remnants of these little operations that are completely failing. Folks, major right here. Spend the Bits. XRP community, we are thrilled to announce that Spend the Bits won the Ripple CBDC's hackathon final round under the interoperability category. Such competitions are a stepping stone, and each experience helps you to learn and grow. We wish to keep achieving heights in the future. Huge shout out to Spend the Bits. We love to see it. Ripple hosting that hackathon. And actually, I gotta show you later, maybe in my next episode, I'll show you guys who the sponsors were at that event. It was pretty major, some big players, MasterCard and a few others. But Spend the Bits is one of that original utilities. I believe that they were used as an example by John Deaton. And when he filed his amicus brief and when John Deaton made his case, he used Spend the Bits as a decentralized utility without Ripple for the XRP Ledger when John Deaton was making his case. So that's where Spend the Bits comes from, and we love to see that. Now, another big question for people in the space is, we know that Ripple can run a private ledger for central bank digital currencies. They can run a private ledger for anybody who needs a private ledger and wants to keep part of their transactions offline or hidden. That's a great use case and need for many central banks and financial institutions. It's very important. But a lot of people have been wondering and questioning, well, is the price of XRP on the private ledger going to be the same as the public ledger? David Schwartz gives us an answer here today. So someone asked him that. Is it possible for XRP to have a value on the private ledger that's different from the public ledgers? David responds, it would be very strange for them to be more than very slightly different. If you can easily move assets between them, why would the value be different? And if you can't easily move assets between them, why would you call both assets XRP? So that's David's roundabout way of saying that they're going to be the same XRP on the private and the public ledger. If it's something else, it's going to be something else. It's not going to be XRP, right? But that doesn't mean if they make central bank digital currencies that are built on something else, that doesn't mean that they still can't be interoperable with XRP as well. But in regards to the private layer that Ripple is building out for CBDCs, I suspect that those CBDCs will be built on the XRP ledger, right? But they'll still have that private ability, and they'll still be using the same XRP that we are holding in our little bags. So that's good to know. Thank you, David Schwartz. Real estate update from Wall Street Silver. This is not good, folks. U.S. home sales are crashing at their fastest pace since Lehman. This is going all the way back to basically 2011 and even further back, 2007, 2008 to the previous crisis. So much of the data taking us back to that point. And this is what we're excited about here. For us, and where I think so many people get confused is they thought, oh, he's just the XRP guy. Oh, then they figure out that I know more about crypto. Oh, he's just a crypto guy. Oh, wait, this guy runs real businesses. This guy knows what he's doing. Okay, yeah. Okay, and then, okay, he's actually going to move into real estate with the real strategy. And I'm real with you guys. I don't own real estate now, but I've already laid out with you part of my plan, part of my strategy, what kind of businesses I want to build within real estate. But then we've broken down all of these asset classes as well. And our complete conversation covers all the way from current events to precious metals. And all of the assets that we love to talk about so much, including real estate. And I wanted to make this point. Just this last week, I went and met with my accountant. I encourage you guys to do the same, okay? Get someone good on your team that can help you save money on taxes, because if you're bringing it in, the IRS is going to try to get their cut. And so I highly encourage you guys, as we approach the end of this year, get in touch with someone, and they should be on your team, someone that you can really, really trust, and that's going to work with you, work for you, right? Help you save money. And this is why I'm so anxious to get into the real estate asset classes, because it's so tax favored. I know I'm a real businessman. I'm a real entrepreneur. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to build a real business that will be successful. But I'm so anxious, even though I'm looking at the worst deals ever, just ridiculous deals. I'm so anxious because of the tax benefits. And that's one things that I'm missing right now. I can write off portions of my rent because I got my office, I got my, using my property, whatever. So there's things that I can still do because I got my businesses, but there are further advantages, depreciation, and others too. Talk with your tax professional, guys, right now specifically, because we have just over a month to fix your tax situation before the end of the year. So I highly encourage you guys to do that. And this is why I'm so interested in real estate and why this is such a great opportunity. As home sales crash to the bottom, everyone, all these players that weren't building real businesses in the real estate sector are leaving as well. I heard some statistic about, there's a couple dozen real estate agents that are leaving that are not renewing their license in Las Vegas per day. Dozens per day not renewing their license in real estate. So, I forget what the number is on how many real estate agents they got. But that's fine. This isn't a knock on agents or anyone in the real estate deal. This is opportunity. If you're a real player in that asset class, if you're a real player within those types of businesses and services, you will eat up your competition. Just like, I want to relate this back to Brad and team, their new motto, crypto means business. While the rest of the space is failing, while the rest of the space is fading away, wondering if they're even going to make it, and the shills are wondering, are we ever going to recover? Brad and team's ready to eat over the carcass of what's left of these remnants of these folks. Same things happening here, but what Brad is doing right here is he's showing everyone this isn't a joke. This isn't pump and dump. We don't even have a marketing thing. He said when he went on that Twitter space with the Bitcoin Ethereum maxis that are freaking out trying to save the world, Brad went on there and they all gave him a bunch of shit, and he turned around and he says, we don't spend any money on marketing. Like we have no marketing budget. And then they ask him, what about the escrow account? Well, we don't even put that escrow account on our balance sheet. And then we read his reports and we know that Brad just told us they're sitting on $1 billion cash. So while the biggest players in the space, Genesis, begging, hopefully they can get $1 billion tomorrow, Ripple has that billy. It's just, determining what they're going to do with that. You want to go eat a little bit of the remnants of FTX. They got 65 million XRP or whatever that was. Maybe we want to get that on a discount, right? We're going to eat up the space, and we're going to show Joe Biden, we're going to show whoever in Congress is going to step up and finally pass cryptocurrency regulations. We're going to go show the SEC, we're going to go show the world in this United States court of law that we did not sell XRP as a security. It is not an investment contract. We are a company that is using a distributed ledger technology. And by the way, it does work really well for us. That's the conversation at Ripple right now. Great opportunity to buy the suppressed assets. Real estate is going on sale, but this is where it gets good, and this is where I want to get into it. But right before I do, huge super chat to JJ. Last riddle to our host, Zach, doing an amazing job, bringing you all the facts. Remove Union Jack, big red cross, and logo will appear. Hashtag incoming. I do not know what riddle that is, but I will take a look at that. I don't spend much time in the riddles and the decodes anymore. And that is because of what I'm about to show you here next. Folks, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I see we got over 700 in the chat. If we could please smash the thumbs up. We got a couple hundred on TikTok as well. This is the opportunity of a lifetime right here. SMBA acquisition attorney shares us this little quick thread. 7 trillion of baby boomer businesses will be sold by 2030. Now, I'm not going to get into his thread. It's kind of on the basics of buying a business, and it's, he doesn't really drop the secret sauce, but it's a basic outline of what to expect when you buy a business. I want to focus on this opportunity though, folks. 7 trillion of baby boomer businesses will be sold by 2030. This is the real opportunity for people like us. You no longer have to build something from the ground up. You can buy existing assets, just like Brad and team's about to do. Crypto means business, Billy Cash, record on-demand liquidity, and we're ready to go buy up the rest of the space, what is actually left of it that matters. Same thing over here. $7 trillion worth of baby boomer businesses will be sold by 2030. Now, whether that number is exactly right or speculation or however they came up with that, the point is, this is why we call it the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Business, right now we see this transfer underway. Real estate, you see it underway. Okay. In the cryptocurrency space, it's happening nonstop 24/7. The cryptocurrency space is moving, which makes it so exciting. For me, I am really going to be focusing on getting out my next installment, my next webinar of my business development program, because this is what's so important to me. We need people to understand how great this opportunity is and how to take advantage in every single asset class and how to bring in more money. Starting a side hustle, starting a business, or going out and buying an existing one, taking over one. Now, maybe you're an employee for some boomer, part of this $7 trillion worth of baby boomer businesses. Maybe you're working for that boomer and his kids don't like him. They don't want anything to do with the business. That's your opportunity to step in. That's your opportunity to step up to that challenge, right? And you need to understand business. You need to understand selling. You need to understand how to bring in more money right now, no matter whether you have a job or a business. That's the key point. Everything that I'm teaching, everything that I focus on applies to people that work a job too. So if you think this doesn't apply to me because I'm going to stick to my 9 to 5 and I have a good corporate job, no, it absolutely does, because this is part of it. Part of it's making it, right? The second part's keeping it, i.e., go meet with your accountant before the end of this week, because we have less than a month here, about a month or so, to adjust our tax situation. So we got to bring it in, we got to keep it, meet with your accountant, and then we got to multiply it. That's what this program's about. Like I said, I'm really focused on bringing about my next installment. My business development program is included with my Discord group, just another part of that as well. And what makes our group different is that we're a group of like-minded individuals and researchers. We have all of the basics covered on how to get you caught up to speed, using your exchanges, your wallets, and all that. But we're now getting into more advanced topics. And not only do we talk about business, real estate, but we talk about security, how to store your assets, how to do it all. And then I've shown how to trade as well. I don't recommend trading right now, though. Like I said, this liquidity crisis as it expands, trading is not something that I am participating in right now. But I want to continue to bring the most amount of value to my Discord group, my loyal community, okay? Because not only do I try to bring value to them, they bring a tremendous amount of value to me. Big hitters in there, people that are doing real deals that I get to learn from, and then a team of people that are helping me bring together, compile our resources, and that are going to help me build out all of these programs and further resources for the community over the next year. I'm really looking forward to this because $7 trillion worth of baby boomer businesses that are going to be going and transitioning. This is why we call it the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. I appreciate all of you guys. Everything is at my website. And the other one that I want to mention is if you have a 401k retirement account that has been getting absolutely smacked and you're wondering, what can I do with it? Can I move this around and save it and potentially look at other opportunities? I got a partner who will help you roll over your 401k retirement account to precious metals. If you're looking to do that, the link on down below in the description, precious metals, and at the very top of my website, there's a precious metals link. Both of those will get you in touch with my people. Fill out your information, get in touch, and see if you qualify, okay? With that being said, thank you so much for helping me grow this community. We just surpassed 49,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. If you guys can smash that thumbs up for me, I would greatly appreciate that. And I do have a little bit of an adult beverage left and probably about 17 minutes or so of Q&A, I think. Let's get right on into it. TikTok, YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Let's keep it rolling. What are we working with? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. How can I help you? How can I help you guys? Congratulations on your growth. Yes, guys, we're just getting started. I'm very excited for the progress and the trajectory. Now, it's funny. TikTok's putting the notification, learn more about the U.S. midterm elections. My question is, how long are we going to do this for? I mean, I got a whole notification list here from TikTok of them, you know, a notice about the midterm elections was shared during your live. And it's like all of my lives for the last 2 weeks. Are we just going to do this like forever? We got to put out a disclaimer about everything now in society, right? It's like, AR, appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Sunday side hustle. Exactly. If you're young like me, guys, we have so much time. The time on our hands is the most valuable asset, really. So much opportunity for the real hustlers out here. I read somewhere that Ripple is partnered with Klaus Schwab. Ripple and team went and spoke at the World Economic Forum. I don't know, they are on their list, partnership, what do you want to call it? Trump went and spoke at the World Economic Forum. A lot of people speak at the World Economic Forum. Isn't there an investigation over one of the governor's races? Yeah, there's stuff going on. I'll just leave it at that. What stocks are hot to watch right now? I would only be looking at a couple pre-IPO stocks, but just because, I want to clarify that point too, just because something's pre-IPO doesn't mean it's already been overhyped and overbought. So like all of the crypto projects that you could buy on all these platforms, if you look at like the valuations of them right now, they've been overvalued. They've been overvalued and overhyped, I think, a lot of them. And I mean, we're seeing that in the cryptocurrency space right now as so many are going bust and failing. But so just because you're getting something pre-IPO, or I say I would be looking at pre-IPO, doesn't mean that it's not still overvalued, right? I mean, think of the valuations that they were raising money at for FTX and all these other companies. They were raising money based off of valuations that were a fraud, based off of a Ponzi scheme, right? So just be careful, guys. As far as stocks, I don't really like the stocks. There's just not as much opportunity as cryptocurrency, in my opinion. What do you think of BIS adding XRP to the SDR basket? Well, DB, let's clarify that. So the IMF has the SDR basket, the special drawing rights. That's drawn up by the IMF. The IMF has mentioned Ripple XRP multiple times already. Brad has been speaking with the chief general counsel of the IMF on stage. That's happened. But XRP is meant to be a bridge asset on top of all of the SDRs. I mean, it is the SDR. Like it is, it basically is the future SDR, essentially. I mean, let's clarify this. So they recently just added China's currency to the SDR, which was a big shift. It's made up of 5 currencies, and it's like the euro, the British pound, the Chinese dollar, the United States dollar, and one other one. Maybe the Japanese yen, I believe. But the IMF special drawing rights is a basket of, it's a currency that is made up based off of the basket of those currencies. Which, when you look at what XRP is, that's exactly what XRP is. XRP, the value on that ledger, the value of XRP, is based off of all the assets that are going to be running on top of it. All of the assets that are going to use XRP for liquidity. So that's where you have a basket of not only the currencies that make up the SDR, but you have a basket of every currency in existence. I mean, look at how many currencies just went online on the Zum wallet just last week. It was like 13 currencies that are listed by GateHub just got put on the Zum wallet. So now you don't even have to leave your Zum wallet to load up your fiat and load up your cryptocurrency, right? So that's all currencies that are coming on and liquidity is being provided through the XRP Ledger, right? And that's a basket of currencies, and you're going to have a basket of currencies, assets, and commodities on the XRP Ledger too, multiple utilities for that. So, but it basically functions as an SDR already. I mean, it already is. Brad and team, they said we want to make XRP a world reserve currency that's as liquid as a G10 currency. So that's essentially what that is. As far as the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, well, they need, settlement done, large amounts, multiple different assets as well. So that's going to be important for the BIS to find a solution as well. XRP, I would say, is slated to be a perfect solution, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be adopted by, them. But, Brad and team's been at the table since 2019, right? We know about that. In fact, Brad Garlinghouse held Christine Lagarde basically on his arm as they walked on into the BIS back in 2019. Christine Lagarde was the head of the IMF. Now she's head of the European Central Bank. So pretty small world up there at the tippy top. Hope Gone, thank you for the Eurospot $8.99. Santander has now blocked transactions to Binance, citing too many scams in crypto and won't let their customers take the risk. Yeah, we covered that. It's really unfortunate, and I expect to see more of that, actually. Santander is actually a Ripple partner, which is funny. But yeah, they're really limiting people's ability to buy these assets. Pretty unfortunate. But there's ways around it. We got to do whatever it takes. And this is why I suggest not waiting. People want to wait. Well, what if the prices, like we see on the charts, the XRP could go down to like 11 cents, or it could go back down below 20 cents. Yeah, it could, but what exchange is going to be working at that point? Just as this unravels, this could take down half the space just with what's already happened. When are you dropping the small business course? Good question, Gregory. So what I'm doing is I'm in the middle of making it. So I'm just releasing it to my Discord group as I go. So I've already done 2 webinars so far on my business development program. The first one was on, should I start a side hustle or a real business? And the second one was how to get started. So the first one was side hustle versus real business, the pros and cons of basically just having like a side hustle, which doesn't mean that you don't have an LLC and it's not legit, you don't do things the right way. It's just a way of thinking. Do I want a side hustle? I'm going to do this on the weekend. I'm going to do this outside of my existing job, or I'm a mom, so I only can do part-time. I'm retired and I don't want to, work 40, 50 hours a week. Maybe I just want to go the side hustle route, or I'm a real hustler and a killer and I want to grow a real business. So I talk about the pros and the cons. That was one of my first webinars. And then the second one was on how to get started. And we got a lot of work to put in over there, man. But yeah, it's included at no extra charge or cost to the Discord group, and I'm just releasing it as I go. But I've only done two so far, and I started it like a couple of months ago. So chugging along here, but as I roll into this winter, I expect this. We're going to get, I think 6 webinars is going to make up the main part of the course. And then I want to continue adding. I have way more ideas for webinars for the business as well. But I plan on talking about, how I did it and where I'm planning on going. So I'm not going to try to teach people, hey, this is how I became a millionaire. This is how I made 10 million bucks. I haven't done that. I'm not a capper. I keep it real with you guys, right? But I will show you guys how to change your life. Have a real business, build a real infrastructure. I won't speak on numbers, but numbers are to be had. Okay. And I want you guys to be able to take care of your family. And I think that can actually make a bigger difference than what cryptos to buy, and that's I was going to make this point too. A lot of people are asking for deep dives, and I talk about, okay, next deep dives coming is going to be XLM or this or that. We got a couple deep dives on the way. The fact is, a lot of people don't really want a deep dive. What they mean, and I know most of you guys are real ones. Most of you guys know, you guys want the deep dives. You want all the information and to actually understand what you're investing. But you guys are the real ones here on this channel. Most people, when they want a deep dive, all they want is a price prediction and a when. When is it going to go to what price? That's what a deep dive is for them. That's all they want. And I think for me, I want to make sure that I'm not putting out anything that's already out there. There's already people that have put out a lot of general information on a lot of these cryptocurrencies. but I know that you guys want my opinions and my findings on some of the most important cryptocurrencies as well. So what we have coming is the XLM deep dive is going to be coming, and then the next installment in my business development program. I want to get both of those done by the end of this month because I have extra time here, Thanksgiving, where we're going to really hit it hard over Thanksgiving. I'm really looking forward to this, having a little bit of extra time. Going to take plenty of time for the family for sure, but really excited to get a lot of work done. Over this winter time, I'm just going to be hammering it out here in the office, trying to produce the best content as possible and trying to help out as many people as possible before, this opportunity fades away, slips away. Do you want to eventually make it a teachable platform course? Yes. So eventually, after I get the main part of the course built out, I will release it as a separate deal from my Discord group if you want it. It will probably be included with the Discord group as well, but it's going to be separate as well. So I don't want to speak too far in advance. That's all in the works. I mean, at this current pace, I'm not going to have it done till next year. So I'm hoping to finish it up this year, though. That was my goal, is to have it done by the end of the year. I already have it outlined, and I already know what I'm going to talk about. So it's just a matter of recording it and getting it done. But yeah, super excited for that one. Does anyone think that ISO 222 will affect the price? Daniel, I've been warning guys that ISO 222 is important. Yes, it is very, very important. And I believe that the ISO coins do have the best chance of getting adoption. But this date wasn't it. This date was not it. I warned about this, that this date, November 21st, was not going to be it. All right. How else can I help you guys? Let me know real quick. Let's do a little bit more Q&A, hangout. Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this session. I've been trying to keep it tight for you guys. Had a lot to go over tonight, but I did get it in about 38 minutes, I think. So try to keep it tight. I try to keep it as tight as possible for you guys, but I know it's funny because I got people that hate, they want, they want only 15-minute videos and less. But then I got people that love the hour-long, 2-hour-long hangout sessions. So I try to get the full update and the hard-hitting news all done within a decent amount of time. But I do love hanging out with you guys a lot. Thank you so much, everyone. The new house is ditching the 87,000 IRS agents. Man, yeah. That's the problem, though, is that it's going to be so easy to track all of this when they get rid of cash. When they introduce the CBDCs, they won't need the agents because it's all going to be AI algorithms. That's the problem. That's the problem. I see ahead. 2025 is the timeline for ISO 222 to be worldwide DEX. That's it. Yeah. And that's why we look at 2025 to be a key date where everything's going to be done. Things are getting rolled out. The late players are doing proof of concept still, right? They're still figuring out that Ethereum sucks. And even after the upgrade, it still sucks. But we're seeing all these new developments, new partnerships. All this is going to be done by 2025, most likely. So yeah, that's the key part about ISO and understanding the new financial system is that, about 80-90% of SWIFT members are going to be rolled over to ISO by like March. But then by 2025, 100% of SWIFT members will be on ISO compliant messages exclusively. Michael Vartanian, thank you for the 10 spot, brother. I appreciate that, Michael. Zach, do you think Tether is going to implode? Yes, I do. I wish that it didn't have to be this way, but I don't trust Tether. I don't trust Bitfinex. I don't think that they have sufficient reserves. I don't even like, stable coins that are backed by the US dollar. I'm not even a fan of those either, because obviously I think the US dollar fiat Ponzi scheme needs to get restructured as well. So that's the problem with all of the stable coins, but specifically with Tether, it's already been proven to be fraudulent, deceptive, and I do not trust that they have reserves. And I know FTX Alameda was one of the biggest users of Tether. And so we know that Tether was the primary tool that was used to prop up the market, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So yeah, I do think that Tether's going to implode. It's going to go bust. I mean, best case scenario is that it doesn't implode, but they're not like, they don't have 100% reserves. Maybe they settle up once again. The Department of Justice is like still investigating them, even though they've already had multiple lawsuits and settlements. So it's just kind of an ongoing thing with Tether, but we still don't think that that's done. Zach, can you explain exactly where on-demand liquidity comes from? 913 man, yes, I will. So a lot of people have been playing with the numbers, doing calculations. I just dropped a video on it. Here's the deal. Let me take a sip of my adult beverage and let me try to present this clean for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's break down all the confusion. If I am Ripple, I cannot just go to Swift and say, hey, we can provide $5 trillion per day liquidity for you. Swift is going to say, how the hell are you going to do that? You're going to provide $5 to $6 trillion liquidity per day with real-time gross settlement? How the hell are you going to do that? Here's where Ripple comes in, and they have the equation. They come up with the set or agreed upon price based off of the end goal. In this case, the end goal is we need to settle $5 to $6 trillion daily. Okay, bet. How much XRP do we have to do so? And how quickly can we turn that XRP over? See, some people that don't like my equation, right, think that don't understand that you can turn over the same XRP every single day, every 3 to 5 seconds it settles. Yes, we understand that. Add that variable to your equation. Add it to your equation. Okay? You can settle with XRP in 3 to 5 seconds. So how much can you turn over the same XRP in one day? What supply do you need? And what price does it need to be at to come up with a set or a base price for on-demand liquidity? To this point, after years, the on-demand liquidity has been, started up and going. We have recent announcements that they have 40 corridors where on-demand liquidity is fired up. They've done 20 million transactions and they've done 30 billion in on-demand liquidity settlement so far. Nothing. Just basically proving themselves as a concept still. 30 billion sounds, it's actually pretty significant, 20 million transactions. But when you compare it to what the existing financial system is doing, it's nothing. It's nothing. Like we said, Swift does $5 to $6 trillion per day in settlement movement of money. And then it's 44 million messages per day. So think about that. Okay, so I'm not going to give you the numbers, because that's just going to be my speculations and my assumptions. I encourage you guys to do them, right? But you got, how much XRP do you got? How quickly can you turn it over or use it in a day, right? And what price does it need to be at to come up with that base or set price for liquidity? So Ripple can present to Swift, here's how we will provide this on-demand liquidity in the value dollar amounts of $5 to $6 trillion per day. And this is how stupid this argument gets, is I'm watching and listening to people that are suggesting that Ripple's using the escrow XRP for on-demand liquidity. That's what we're up against. God bless them. I wish they would just go listen to Ripple and team, because they explain it for someone like myself that's not a math whiz. I told you guys, I failed advanced algebra. Had to take it 2 times. Okay? But any doofus moron can put this equation together and figure it out. But my point was with my video yesterday about there has to be a set or agreed upon price, and why this is unique to XRP and XLM because their use case utility is a liquidity token, is if you need to provide $5 trillion liquidity per day, there is an equation to be had that's going to tell you how much of the supply you need, what price it needs to be at. And yes, of course, you can use the same XRP more than one times in a day. Thank you for stating the obvious. Get caught up to speed. And what's your program doing? For all the people that hate and they spend days with the calculator in the whiteboard. Oh my gosh, I just can't wrap my head around ODL. The amount of time that they've spent playing with the numbers, they could have built a real business and actually got their paper up. Had some money to buy whatever the hell they think is going to be the solution. If they don't think it's going to be XRP or Ripple, I can't see anybody. Nobody's given me a solution that's going to get it done, which has been my whole deal. If it's not XRP Ripple, if it's not XLM, if it's not any of these other utility cryptocurrencies, which one is it? Polygon? Get out of here. Come on. What are we talking about? Does that make sense, though, for everyone? Because I like to make this simple, because I consider myself a doofus moron. I hate math. I actually was good at mental math. I was so quick with mental math. When we got into advanced algebra, no, not for me. But any doofus moron can do this calculation. It's all about the assumptions that you're being made. And a lot of people do this calculation. This is how stupid people really are. They do this calculation with 100 billion XRP. Which there will never be 100 billion XRP in circulation ever. It's already been burnt. Whether you think that Ripple is going to dump all of the escrow account onto the markets and use it for on-demand liquidity, which is highly unlikely. But even if they did, there still will never be 100 billion XRP. So why would you put that in your equation? That's how stupid these people are. But they're so caught up in trying to prove us wrong. And I'm just like, dude, you could have built a real business by now. Can you explain exactly where ODL comes from? Yes, Ripple gives XRP to their on-demand liquidity partners, and they use that XRP to settle up their cross-border payment flows. That's where it comes from. And you can go look at how much they've been selling to their on-demand liquidity partners. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit of XRP. XRP's at such a low price, and the dollar amounts that have been settled so far is so small, and that's why the price still remains low. People ask, why is the price still so low with all these partnerships, with all this adoption, with record on-demand liquidity growth? It's because it's record growth, but it's still small. It's still a small little ripple. But we understand that Ripple is prepared and set up XRP to be a world reserve currency as liquid as a G10 currency, and they're ready to handle all the money, every single asset class, every single commodity, every single item or data point of value is ready to be moved on this ledger. Are you aware that that country has a social credit score system? Yes. Yeah. What's funny is the people who claim using XRP multiple times a day are Bitcoin maxis who never mention it currently takes 45 minutes for a Bitcoin transaction. Exactly my point. Like, you guys are trying to freaking, you guys you guys are playing with the numbers till your calculator breaks, trying to figure this out. Meanwhile, Ethereum takes 7 to 15 minutes. Bitcoin can take hours. Right? And XRP's had no downtime. 1,500 transactions per second. Hundreds of thousands of transactions per second on the private layer. Over 1 trillion transactions per second on interledger protocol. and they want to try to pick us apart. They ain't ready for that conversation. All right, folks. It is always a pleasure. You guys can find me on over at my website, zachrector.com. You can sign up for the Patreon, get access to the Discord group. You guys can use my partner and affiliate for getting your 401k rolled over to precious metals. And you also can take advantage of us dropping the secret sauce in our business development program as well. I'm really looking forward to that. But it is all over at my website, zachrector.com. We have new merch on the way too. Yeah, a lot of stuff in the works, and I'm just going to continue hitting it hard, guys. This is an incredible opportunity for us. This is the greatest transfer of wealth in world history, and I will see you guys on Tuesday, 6:30, in our next episode. Thank you, and God bless you all. Take care.